Greg Denning. I want to share a success formula that has worked for me and for thousands of people. It just works. When I apply it, I get great results. When I don't apply it, I get mediocre results. But it works. I came up with a little acronym for it. CAVI, C-A-V-I. Not to be confused with your morning coffee, but CAVI, right? C-A-V-I. Stands for consistent and vigorous improvement. All right, so let's go through that. Define consistent. Consistent is a person, a behavior, a process that is unchanging in achievement or effect over a period of time. Oh, that's good, right? You set your mind on a habit of something you want to become, something you want to achieve, and you become unchanging until you achieve it, right? Vigorous is an adjective that means strong, healthy, full of energy, characterized by or involving physical strength, effort, or energy, right? Oh, I love that word, to be vigorous. We got to put energy into it. You know, so many people, they have $1 million dream and they put in a $4.99 effort, right? It just doesn't work. They get all excited, they go to a seminar, they get pumped up, and they start down this road with energy and enthusiasm. Well, just a little bit down the road, there's an obstacle, there's a setback, there's a naysayer, a gatekeeper, whatever it is, and they throw in the towel and they quit. Right? You have to keep going. That's why it has to be consistent and vigorous. How many times in my life and maybe in yours, you've gone after something with vigor, right? But you don't do it consistently. Well, you get the results quick. You know, you go work out, you hit the gym hard, and you're really sore, and then you get busy, and then you don't do it anymore, and you get out of shape. Or we're gonna save money, you start paying, and then you're like, ooh, that looks nice. Maybe I should buy that. And we can afford that monthly payment, and so you pick up something else. So you can't be just vigorous, and you can't be just consistent either. I've met people that they're consistent. They do something over and over and over, but they don't do it with energy and effort, right? They don't give it the kind of force that it needs. It needs to be magnetized, right? You take it like on a compass. You got to magnetize that needle till it points, and then it's consistent. It's constant, facing in the right direction. We've got to have that energy behind it, and the thing behind that, driving force behind motivation, is motive, right? So you got to have a vision. What is it you really want? And if you'll hold that vision in your head, it'll give you the energy and effort that's required. That way you can be vigorous and consistent. You get what I'm saying? You got to have the force there. You got to have the punch. You know, if you want to hit something, you want to hit a bag, you gotta hit it, and it takes some technique and some drive, some passion, right? Get some passion, some enthusiasm behind your consistent efforts, right? So we have consistent, we have vigorous, and then improvement, okay? Improvement is the action, obviously, of improving or being improved. It's making something better. Or the word improve means to make or become better, to develop or increase a mental capacity by education or experience. Isn't that great? Education, experience, improvement, betterment, a mental capacity, or to achieve or produce something better than before. So it has to bring a result, a real result, a long-lasting change. So if you're consistent, you're vigorous, and what you're doing makes you better, then you're on the right path, right? You're on the right path. But in order to be both vigorous and consistent, you've got to have meaning, or you'll get burned out. It has to mean something to you. It has to be part of your purpose, part of singing your song, part of your highest priorities. And a lot of people get burned out on things that they really don't care about. They may be going through the motions, or somebody else is making them do it. Please don't live your life for others. Live a life that just lights you up, that has so much meaning to you, that is a great benefit to your highest priorities, to your health, to your family, to your relationship with God, to being a leader, to being an influential and successful person, right? Uh, Unfortunately, most people's most common goal or objective is tension relief or entertainment. They just want to forget about a job they hate or some relationships that are causing problems or their their troubles and their sorrows. And so they put some passion and effort into being entertained. Let's watch the TV. Let's have. I'm waiting for someone to come along to make my day, or just sitting back, hoping the government sends me a big fat check or something. It's not going to happen. We have to own it. We have to take responsibility and put in that consistent and vigorous efforts to get the results we want. Okay. Now, one of the things we want to do, and I'm looking at my notes here because I just want to make sure I hit these key points and really provide you with some value here that's blessed so many lives. You want to become unstoppable, right? You want to get into this groove, into this habit of who you become. And you can say it to yourself, I am unstoppable. I am unstoppable. And just say it when you get discouraged, when you get to where you feel like giving up or quitting and you're just exhausted. No, say to yourself, I am unstoppable. I'm unstoppable. I will have my goals and dreams. I will live life on my terms, right? I'm unstoppable. And you go after it and you put in the effort that's required, right? The sacrifice, the strain, the struggle, the dedication, the commitment, the service, the providing real value to others, right? If you want to succeed, you have to pay that price. Okay, you can't expect to reach those $1 million dreams with a $15 effort. You're not gonna get it, and so the consistent and vigorous effort will make all the difference. There's a great book called The Slight Edge about that consistent effort. I highly recommend it. Very good. Now, I want to quote here from Franz Kafka, right? He said, productivity is being able to do things that you were never able to do before, close quote. Okay? You want to be productive, which means it's that improvement. Being able to do things that you weren't able to do before, right? You want different results. And the result you want is a productive, successful, and happy life. And according to Kafka, productivity means you can do something now that you weren't able to do before, whether that's 100 push-ups or flying first class wherever you want without having to worry about it. The cost because you're financially independent, or whether it's your business goals or your relationship goals. You can take off time to spend tons of quality time with your wife and your children. It's the power and productivity to be able to go out and make a significant difference in the world, to contribute to an organization or an effort. Whatever it is your goal is, right, you can do it. Even if it's just happiness and enthusiasm, even if it's just feeling alive, right? Kavi can make that happen. It's that productivity, that something you're now able to do that you couldn't do before. Isn't that exciting? Man, that just lights my fire. It's exciting. You can create the life you want with consistent and vigorous improvement. Okay? Now, we've got to be steady. We've got to stay the course. A lot of people, including myself, get maybe an entrepreneurial ADD, right? They're over here and then over here, over here. Or like Tim Ferriss says, adult ADD is adventure deficit disorder, where you just don't have enough excitement in your life and you get distracted by this. And it's easy. It's so easy to get distracted by Facebook or Twitter or whatever's happening in the news or the latest drama. Don't let those things pull you away. Stay steady. Stay your course. Well, it's going to take me till I'm 45 to reach that goal. Well, if you don't go after that goal, you'll still turn 45 when those years have passed. So might as well make those years count. And again, I'm just going to keep repeating this. In order to make our days count and our weeks count, in order to make our months count and our years really count, has to be consistent and vigorous effort. That's the only way they really count. A half effort or a weak vigor. It's just kind of going through the motions. It won't get it done. Steady, maybe slow and steady, but just consistent and vigorous effort will win that race. The rabbit and the hare. It's a great principle. Just that steady, keep going, and what a great life principle. So when your excitement wanes, and you want to take a rest, remember, I am unstoppable. I am unstoppable. Okay, keep going, keep moving forward. A little effort each day. One of the things I like to do is just to start, even if I don't, feel like reading or working or doing. Just start. Just sit down and get going. Okay, I'm gonna just write a couple lines, and then it starts to flow, and you get going, and pretty soon I've been writing for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Okay, just get those efforts going, and I'd put coffee. Maybe put it up on your wall, write it on your mirror, put it in your car, get it where, put it on your dashboard, wherever it is, just so it's in front of you. Consistent and vigorous improvement, and become that kind of person. Become a coffee person, that you go after things in that kind of way. Emerson said, "An ounce of action is worth a ton of theory." Just take action. Just get going. That'll be an ounce a day for you, and I promise you will get the results you want sooner than you think. Just and you know what? It's more like a sprinter than say a marathon runner. It's in the morning. You get up and you hit it. Boom! It's vigorous. It's good. It's hit. I've talked about the 50-10 principle that I've learned and heard from other people. You work hard for 50 minutes and then take a 10-minute break, right? But you get that 50 minutes in. It's like sprinting. It's consistent. It's vigorous. It's every day. Even if your goal, you can only work on it for 50 minutes a day, it's 50 dedicated minutes, right? It's consistent because it's daily. It's vigorous because it's dedicated 50 minutes. No interruptions, no breaks, nothing. You go after it for 50 minutes. It's that sprinter. It's going. And it's that ounce a day that'll make a big, big difference. Now, Orson Swett Marden said, "It is like the seed put in the soil. The more one sows, the greater the harvest." So the ounce a day will make a massive difference. If you can do a pound a day, it's going to be huge. And some of you can. Now, I highly value my time with my wife and my children. And I wanted to get in so much reading and studying and writing and working, but I didn't want to take away from time with my children. And so one of the commitments I made was to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And so I get up at 4 and I put in my alone time, my quiet time, right? My work time, my dedicated me time, and that's where I get it in. And so from 4 to about 7, I can get it done before my kids even wake up. Now you might be saying, geez, 4 o'clock in the morning, that's crazy. And it is crazy. But when you get used to it and you get the habit, my body, eyes hop up now before the alarm goes off, and I go to it. Some days are still real hard. You feel exhausted, especially after a hard workout. You just, it's dragging. But you do it anyways, and it's a consistent and vigorous effort. Benjamin Franklin said, "An ethic of constant self-improvement is the yeast that makes an individual rise." And that's what we're talking about here. An ethic of constant self-improvement. It's coffee. It's the yeast that makes an individual rise. And I promise you will rise. This works, and you'll just start seeing the effects faster than you think, and you'll start rising. So many of us are really consistent and efficient and effective in things that really don't matter. So do some replacement. If you don't feel like you don't have time in life right now, get rid of some things. Make some sacrifices. Sleep. As for me, sleep had to go. A couple hours of sleep had to go. So I get up early and give it that time. And so get rid of the TV. You read more books. Take your life and really prioritize it and go after it. I promise this will work. Now, I want you in the comments. If you haven't gone to the Facebook page, go to the Facebook page, like it there. Get in the comments. Get to my website, gregdenning.com. Get in the comments there. Share with us. What are the things in your life where you've used Kavi, where you've seen it in yourself or other people, where consistent and vigorous improvement have made all the difference? Share your goals. Share your challenges. Maybe you've been really consistent but not vigorous, or maybe you've been very vigorous but not real consistent. Let's get in there and make that happen. Remember, consistent and vigorous improvement will bring about the goals, the objectives, and the life you want on your terms. Reach upward. Hey, one more quick thought. Little bonus material here. I found these quotes I wanted to share. Will Rogers said, look, even if you're on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there. Right? You got to get moving. You got to move with vigor. And then this one. This is good. Well, two more. Goethe said, austere perseverance, harsh and continuous, rarely fails in its purpose, for its silent power grows irresistibly greater with time. Oh man, that's good, right? But you catch that? It's austere perseverance. It's harsh. That's the vigorous. It's continuous. That's the consistency. And it rarely fails in its purpose because it becomes this power force that just drives you upward, right? Oh, it's good. And then T. Allen Armstrong said, quote, champions do not become champions when they win the event, but in the hours, the weeks, the months, and the years they spend preparing for it, right? Consistent and vigorous improvement. The victorious performance itself is merely the demonstration of their championship character, close quote. It's great. Use Kavi to reach upward.
I'm on top of the world, now I'm living, and the good just gets better, keeps on giving. Not even close to the end, it's just beginning. Life is getting lighter while the days are getting brighter.